Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. We know that precious metals have been going up. We're definitely in a bullish trend right now, but what's next? That's what this article is going to be talking about, how or where or when silver is going to be making these other moves in the future, which we should be definitely preparing for, because if we're not prepared, then we're setting ourselves up for failure. So before we start, make sure to smash the like button. Let's see if this video can get 200 likes. Everyone go hit the like button right now if you love precious metals. I post daily videos, so make sure you're subscribed as well. The link to this article from FX Street will be in the description if you want to check it out yourself. So with that said, let's jump into it. So the silver market is on the move. In fact, it's finally moving out ahead of other precious metals and showing some real leadership. After the panic selling of March briefly brought spot silver below $12 an ounce, prices have since surged by 50%. That's an impressive move to take place within a span of just 2 months. The question for investors now is whether the recent rally in silver is fleeting or sustainable, whether it's evidence of extreme market volatility that suggests more danger ahead, or the first leg of a much larger bull market to come. And that's what we're trying to figure out. Was that the bottom, or was this extremely high volatility, which silver is known for, so there could be some more ups and downs coming ahead. Now, we can look at the charts. We can say that when it was $11.92, that was definitely a bottom, and I don't think silver is going back down that path. I don't see how silver could get much lower. We're already starting to build some support, some stability around this $17 range, so I think the end of that is over, and I think we're going to be going into higher waters. Now, no one has a crystal ball to tell, so I would love to hear your input and your insight. So this article hopefully will share some insight on that. So in our view, there is good reason to believe that the March 2020 lows will never be violated, and that silver is therefore in a structural bull market, kind of like what I was just explaining. Last Monday, Money Metals posted silver breakout in progress as a market update. We noted silver prices will run into some overhead resistance just above the $16 level. Once broken, that technical line on the weekly chart should serve as a springboard for a run towards $19 an ounce and ultimately higher. So, since silver broke above that resistance level of $16, it looks like that could be the bottom, and it looks like that's where the buy-ins are going to be, and the tops are going to be around $19, and hopefully once it breaks past that, we'll see that mid-$20 silver that we've been talking about for the next 3 to 6 months. So the technical clues that we presented for an imminent breakout were confirmed that Friday. Silver springboarded to $17 an ounce, then yesterday carryover momentum brought prices up near $18 an ounce before this morning's pullback. And we definitely saw the pullback go back, approaching $18, back down towards, low 17s, but that's normal. That's healthy for the market. You never want something to just keep going up, because then it's going to crash. So we needed that. People, that's healthy. That's normal. If you're a newer stacker, if you're a newer investor, then you got to get used to this pattern of, you're gonna, when prices rise and it's exciting, they're going to pull back a little bit, because that's people selling. They're selling the tops. That's people capitalizing on some profits. And then when they sell, that pushes the prices back down. So anyways, this bullish mega trend for silver, fueled by accelerating monetary debasement, declining worldwide mine production, and strong safe haven demand, is likely just the beginning. And that's definitely true, right? This is just the beginning. There's so many things influencing silver that we really haven't even got it started yet. We're just seeing the first signs, this first portion of consequences that's laying out from shortages of silver or the production being halted. At the same time, there are growing signs of shortages in physical silver, at least in some parts of the world. This week, Bullion banks have been scrambling big time to find the 1,000-ounce silver bars they needed to make the near-term delivery commitments on the COMEX. This shortage in the U.S. of deliverable silver has caused New York spot silver prices to diverge more than 50 cents below or above London spot. Such a spread is extremely rare, and arbitrageurs do not seem able to transport enough silver from London to New York to close the gap anytime soon. None of this means there can't be sharp pullbacks to come. Silver is a notoriously volatile commodity that seems to specialize in shaking people out, especially leveraged speculators in the futures markets. Although Although nothing is guaranteed in these wild and often manipulated markets, the blue line shown in the chart above, which had been resistance, will likely now serve as a final support in the event of a sell-off. Fundamentally, a silver price below $16 an ounce is simply not sustainable, given that all-in mining costs for the metal currently range into high teens. And that's a good point to make as well. You have to think about, how everything correlates. So while another bout of irrational panic selling over virus fears is possible, should it make a deadly resurgence, the remaining upside potential for silver in the months and years ahead far exceeds its downside risk. You want to talk about risk/reward. Silver has a lot of potential that other metals don't have. Silver is not only a monetary metal, but it's an industrial metal. And if you look at silver's potential in the next 3 to 5 years, it's extremely high. So anyways, silver is historically cheap versus just about any other commodity or asset class on the planet. When measured against gold, silver has never been cheaper, going back through hundreds of years of record keeping than it was during the depths of the March selling. And that's because the gold to silver ratio hit 125 to 1, meaning it takes 125 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold. We've never seen it that high. That means it's the cheapest. Silver is the cheapest in 5,000 years compared to gold that it's ever been. So silver's unprecedented cheapness versus gold at one point was 126 to 1, the gold price, gives us further confidence that those extremes were low, anomalous displays of peak fear that will never be seen again. And that's true. The ratio went so high when it was $11.92. That was the highest it's ever been in human history. And what that meant is that silver is extremely undervalued, extremely cheap. And for the ratio normalizing back down means that silver is outperforming the yellow metal. So it shows that it's a nice gauge. It's a nice tool to use to see which metal is the better investment at that point in time. At present, the gold to silver ratio comes in right around 101. Although still extremely elevated by normal standards in favor of gold, silver has been rapidly gaining grounds against its pricier counterpart and can be expected to continue closing the gap as the bull market in both metals advances. So showing that silver is going to be the one outpacing gold. With an election coming up and uncertainties surrounding the economy and this virus, investor interest in precious metals is likely to remain robust. And you have to think about that. The unknown variables, the things at play that are going to cause more chaos and controversy. The 2020 presidential election is going to be very catastrophic and chaos and pushing controversy all over the place. When people are not trusting the governments, the banks, or in times of economic uncertainty, in times of a lot of controversy and chaos, people turn towards precious metals. And we know that the 2020 presidential election will do that, just like it has in the last several times, the last 4 years as well. So that's a thing. That's something to think about. That could be the icing on the cake, which really pops the bubble or allows silver to naturally flood through these markets like people speculate. A ballooning federal debt and Federal Reserve balance sheet pose serious risks for holders of the U.S. dollars. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell recently assured Congress the central bank is committed to using our full range of tools to support the economy. They are all tools of currency debasement, regardless of what jargon or acronyms monetary planners trot out to describe them. Granted, safe haven bullion and ETF buying could taper off the event that economic outlook brightens and investor fears recede, but since more than 50% of silver demand comes from industrial applications, a recovering economy isn't necessarily a negative for prices, especially when so many other fundamental and technical indicators are now turning bullish. And that just goes to show how many different things really do influence silver's price, right? As an industrial metal, if the economy is hurting, since silver is tied to the industries, if big business is hurting, silver being used in that, and that's why Mexico and Peru, this 40% of the global silver production was hurt so bad, because not only is silver not being pumped out and imported and exported and used for all this stuff because the economy slows down, not only that, it hurts the industrial side of things. So you get silver as a monetary metal or as an industrial metal, and you can see how they can swing in between those or in and out of those, influencing the price to some variant degrees, unlike gold. And that can give even more potential. The whole point is that silver has potential where gold doesn't, and other metals don't as well. So the likelihood of silver skyrocketing or rising rising in the next couple months, skyrocketing in the next couple years. That's the better term. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you thought that this video was educational, informational, or at least just entertaining, make sure to smash that like button. Let's see if this video can get 200 likes. Everyone, go like the video right now. Make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get instantly notified every single time I post a video. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. The link to this article from FX Street will be in the description. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.